Okay, I will forego the introduction of Dr. Deepak Das. He can please start your presentation.
Okay, I'm just sharing. Fine. Okay, I have just deleted the problems first because you see, let me welcome all of you to my session on T-Talk, and it is almost interactive session, so to say. So I have started with water resource management issues and remedial measures. In between problems will come and we will discuss those things. It is everybody knows because I have prepared for people from all profile, all cross section, like students to students, all that, thinking all that. But what I find, all are experienced people. So what is essential for life, livelihood, ecology, and vital economic development, vital for economic development, crucial for food security and energy security. And you can see the pictures, ever increasing demand for water, increasing competition for dwindling water resources among nations, states, basins, districts, users, need to have proper rules for governing the development and issue of these resources and proper mechanism for dispute resolution. You can see this is the photograph, first photograph is from Tamil Nadu, you might have seen. And the second one is just how thirsty the bird is, and just a drop of it is looking for a drop of water. And this is very common picture found from Rajasthan from 20 years back or 25 years back. So this is our particulars of India. I am not going to give you the details. The next slide will be very much concise. We have total precipitation is 4,000 billion cubic meter, total availability of water resources in 1,869, and total utilizable water is 1,123 billion cubic meters, out of which surface water is 690 billion cubic meters, and groundwater is 433 billion cubic meters. Here is a comparison. I am not going for a global scenario. Let me compare with national and state-owned resource. As I told, annual precipitation is 4,000 billion cubic meter. In Odisha, we have 231 billion cubic meter. Available water resources is 1869, and in Odisha it is 180. And we can utilize only 80 billion cubic meter. In India, it is in national level, it is 1,123 billion cubic meter. Utilizable resources percentage of precipitation is 28%, and in Odisha it is 35%. Per capita water availability is at present 2021 1,328 cubic meter, and in Odisha it is 2,300 cubic meter. Per capita storage facility developed in terms of reservoirs and storages, including tanks, minor irrigations, medium irrigation projects, small irrigation projects. It will be for national level it is 200 cubic meter, and Odisha it is 425 cubic meters. If you compare with other countries, Australia, US is 5,000 cubic meter, and South Africa, China has gone, it is already 2,000 cubic meter, and India is, as I told, 200 cubic meter. For Odisha, 425 cubic meter. Nearly 90% rainfall occurs during monsoon. 50% of the rainfall occurs in 15 days. Inadequate storage facility allows major portion of water to flow down to ocean. I have divided into the discussion of pre-colonial situation that I am not talking much, and the colonial legacy that we have acquired. After that, we have post-independence era big approach to make a break from the past. How we have succeeded. Then we have liberation, privatization, and globalization era from 1991. Then at present, from 2000, we can say we are much talking of climate change. That is another opportunity for the break. We have almost wasting our opportunity again, like National Action Plan for Climate Change, National Water Mission, not achieved. A lot of things we have perceived there. And I am talking about the water governance, so to say first, then we will be discussing about detail. There is broad consensus that India's water sector is facing serious challenges in almost every theme. Water establishments who accept this fact generally, they accept everywhere they accept. Most analysts talk about specific themes and how to deal with them. There is less significant body of analysis and they analyze about state of water governance in India and our unique challenge and opportunities. We just go by all the states, the organizations, they go by their traditional method. The water governance, would say, is millions in groundwater governance, millions of users, depleting levels, deteriorating quality, access to reliable and affordable electricity. In the daytime, you might have seen a posting of Prabhat regarding how groundwater is used for agriculture. Large surface irrigation projects, exaggerated between apart, it's still mainstay in the terms of expenditure, but did for the last 2 decades in adding fresh areas under irrigation. We have key environment management challenges like rivers, forest, biodiversity, floodplains, watersheds, little effort to understand ecosystem, level of ramification. Then pollution is there, river is polluting, and the problems are increasing, no solution in sight. We generally do not seem to have clue what to do. And floods as well as droughts, increasing frequency, extent, annual damages, and the problem of equity and distribution everywhere from the agriculture to other sectors. Thereafter, we come across the water supply and sanitation, urban, increasing demand from longer distances, sewage treatment gap, and destruction of local water harvesting structures, little rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge, rural issues of quality, equity, basic access to needs in livelihoods. Food production in agriculture sector, we have cropping pattern problem, equity problem, distribution problem, and the list goes on. Now, I have taken some issues, that is water quantity and quality issues. As you know, how much quantity of water we have and how the quality is deteriorating, floods and droughts, inefficient use and wastage in every water use sector, groundwater overexploitation, and many cases you will be facing groundwater mining, the water table is depleting, inadequate repair and maintenance. Then we have conflicts like interstate, intrastate, intersectoral conflicts. Interstate, in case of Odisha, we have dispute almost with all the neighboring states like Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and also West Bengal. But mostly with Andhra and Chhattisgarh. Then intrastate, even districts, inside our state, we have district level disputes. Recently, one news came that a drinking water project was built in Kendrapada district, which is supposed to provide water to Bhadrak district and Jajpur district. But the people of the local people, that is from Kendrapada district, they actually interrupted the work. They protested that their water should not be given to other district because their economic, agriculture, economic or other, it will be at problem. So then intersectoral conflicts like industrial use, drinking water use, all these hydroelectric and power generation conflicts are there. Inequitable distribution everywhere, that we will be discussing in detail. Low awareness about overall scarcity and economic value of water. Our people do not have actually how water is scarce, becoming scarce day by day, and what is the economic value, they don't understand. Earlier we used to say पैसा को पानी भलिया खर्च करना, बर्तमान पानी को हमें पैसा दिला बदे पानी मिलिबन. And the water bottles we purchase from a liter about 220 to 200 rupees. Fragmented approach at different levels of governments, inadequate legal framework. Then this is the temporal variation of rainfall. It is a 30 years average. We get a maximum rainfall in June, July, August, September, so to say, and a very less amount, say less than 5 millimeters in other months. Now, this is the main graph where we can discuss why water management is very much demanding for India. During independence, it was the water availability, per capita water availability is 5,177 cubic meter, and it has reduced to 3,700 in 1971, and further it reduced to 1,820 in 2001, 1,545 in 2011, 2021 it is about 1,400 something. Then in 2025 it will be about 1,341. The yellow line shows that it is the if the water availability is more than 1,700 meter cube per capita per year, then we are having sufficient water. If it is less, then we are in the stress condition. We need proper management in all aspects, quality, quantity, all aspects. Then if it is less than 1,000 meter cube, then it will be, we are having scarcity. So we are in the stress zone from 2005. We have come to stress zone, and we will be little above than the scarcity zone in 2051. Thereafter, it will be stabilized. So the situation is very much alarming for India situation. But in case of Odisha, we are having little more water availability than country scenario. We are having 4% people in comparison to India. We have 4% people, and we have about 9 to 10% about resources. So the water availability, India is very poor. You can see China is having 2,060, and the highest one is Brazil. Bangladesh is also 8,151. It is in 2011 comparison. Okay, so that's why we need water management in all aspects. Now, these are the flood prone areas. So you can see the red one is flood prone areas like Ganges, then Mahanadi Delta, then Godavari Delta. We have Gujarat, some area in Maharashtra, some area. So these are, and Brahmaputra, these are flood prone areas. And we have drought areas, about 25% of the area become drought prone area. It includes also Odisha, West Bengal, Jharkhand. It starts from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. Now, the water per capita availability of water in India condition, it is all. So earlier I have discussed in the graphical condition that this is a just bar diagram. Now, the demand, how the demand is increasing as per MOW, Ministry of Water Resources. In 2010, it is 710 billion cubic meters. And in 2025, it is 1843 billion cubic meter. And 2050, we have to sustain with 1180 billion cubic meter water. That is our ability, and we have to manage it. And the water development sector, if you will see, pre-independence, less than 16% potential created, and remaining it was 84% of the area to be potential created. Now, in 2013, we have seen 80%. Sorry, is there any question? 80% of the potential created, already created, and 20% remain to be created. Now it has been increased to another 2-3%. Now, this is the most vital graph. You can see the representation through bar diagrams, how the sectors are, various sectors like irrigation or agricultural sector, drinking water sector, domestic water use, industry sector, energy sector, and other sectors like environment and navigation. This sector, how they are demanding water. So you can see during 2010, about out of 710 billion cubic meters, almost 600 has gone to agriculture sector or irrigation sector, and drinking water sector is 5 to 6%, equal amount of for industry. Then other sector is 10%. And that will be remaining same, but in 2050, you can see the as food demand will increase, then the agriculture sector will demand about 800, more than 800 billion cubic meter of water. And similarly, as we know that about 150 liter per day or 100 liter per day minimum to all family water will be supplied, because drinking water is a domestic water is a right of the people, and hence Government of India is trying to supply drinking water or domestic water is pipe water supply to all families. So that will be increasingly actually increase very much. Then we have energy sector that will be sometime going more efficiently used and reuse of water. So there will be not that much of significant rise in water demand. Then energy sector will be go up. The other sector will, because we will be protecting our environment. So 2050, this is the representation. And at present, the water use efficiency is in 35 to 45% in comparison to 50 and 60% in developed countries. So this is the red last the bottom red graph is for agricultural use. The other one you can see, it is just another representation of what I showed you in the last. Then water quality, deterioration of surface water quality due to river pollution. As you know, all the people like Yamuna, then we have in Bhubaneswar that near Palasuni, there is one Gangwa Nala is there. 25 years back when I was, 30 years back when I was in groundwater, our observers are used to collect water. It was very much good quality of water. It has now become a drain after, say, in 1997, I saw that that one is almost polluted and become a drain. Then Gangwa, after Gangwa Nala, the downstream of confluence of this Gangwa Nala river, Daya, it has also gone to just very much polluted. And how the river pollution is aggravating, you can just see. Then deterioration of groundwater quality due to overexploitation. We have a lot of area, about more than 350 blocks, 350 blocks are in India. It is overexploited. Excessive use of fertilizer, pesticide, etc. That is going down to the ground and recharging or mixing with the groundwater level reserve, and it is becoming polluted. And this is one of the graphs somebody has shown. I have just collected. Total annual groundwater recharge is 433 billion, as I discussed, and out of which annual groundwater trapped is 2031 billion cubic meter. And natural discharge is there. Always the groundwater storage, you use it or not, don't use it, 34 billion cubic meter. And dynamic groundwater available is 160 billion cubic meter. So groundwater recharge from rainfall is 67%, and groundwater recharge from other sources like our paddy fields and tanks, reservoirs, it is 33%. So, and the draft versus domestic and in irrigation is using almost out of about 200 billion cubic meters of draft. And in comparison, domestic and industrial is very less, as already shown by Samal in the morning one slide he has shared. Then these are the groundwater exploitation. Total units 5,723 blocks are there, and safe is 4,078. Critical is 226, overexploited 893 blocks, and more is near Haryana, Delhi, Punjab, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Telangana, even in Tamil Nadu also. So they are overexploiting, and in many cases, farmers are lowering their pump 2 meters almost in a year, 1 to 2 meter every year. So a lot of money lost in terms of exploiting groundwater. So it is very much alarming for India to safeguard the groundwater reserve, dynamic groundwater reserve. And the climate change likely to affect on glaciers and snow fields. That is not too much. That is non-bothersome to Odisha. Intensification of extremal events, that is floods and droughts, where it is very much there in Odisha. Effect on groundwater quality and alluvial aquifers, it is there. Influence on groundwater recharge, it is also happen. And increase in saline water intrusion in coastal and island aquifers due to rising of sea levels. Even if in estuaries and the coastal creeks, saline water is increasing, ingression is there during high tides. So there is a very good example near one I got regarding saline water and how it has been checked long back by the government actions. So what are the threats? Managing water has climate change threats are managing water has always been about managing naturally occurring variability. Climate change threatens to make this variability greater and shifting and intensifying the extremes, and introduces greater uncertainty in the quantity and quality of supply over long term. More subtly, climate change may alter the timing, magnitude, and duration of precipitation events, which could pose problems for the sustainability of water supplies and the continuity of the treatment. Now, the consequences of climate change in the recent inclination towards biofuel production, in many of the states, they are going for a jet and other things. And in Odisha also, in Bargarh, they have gone for biofuel production from agricultural waste. But time may come, people will go for biofuel production, and it will have a very much climate consequences. In a tighter global food market, where an increasing number of major agricultural systems, means the irrigation systems, are reaching its limits of their productive capacity, and climate events increasingly influence the food prices. Definitely, when there will be scarcity and we are almost limiting, then price will be rise because of the food demand will increase and our capacity will be stagnated, and with devastating social and humanitarian consequences will be there. Now, way forward, what ahead for a sustainable development and efficient management through integrated basin level planning and participatory approach. That we have to go for integrated basin level planning. All the basins, river basins, needs proper planning, and we have to make people participate in the management of water resources in the basin. All the sector people, including farmers, industrialists, and the other environmentalists, all sector. The sustainable development ensuring physical and financial sustainability. Usually, our irrigation systems or water, our reservoir systems, irrigation systems are actually getting deteriorated day by day because of financial condition, poor financial funding. So physical system is deteriorating, and we have to give special efforts for overexploited areas. We have to go for rainwater harvesting, groundwater discharge, and we have to go for legislative measures for exploitation of groundwater. Unfortunately, Odisha, we have a draft groundwater bill, but not yet enacted. I think Sushant will supplement more about this legislation, which has been ready for the last 10 years. And then we have to make public awareness, appropriate regulatory mechanism for sustainable development. Then what are the elements for water governance? Governance is what government does to steer, relate, decision that define expectations, grant power to verify performance. It is expected to reflect this system democracy in India. We have constitutional provisions at central level and state level that have framework at center and state, pre and post-colonial. Some legal framework is there from the pre-independence, and we have made some legal framework after our independence. We have institutional mechanics like key institutions and their functioning, history, capacity to learn, innovate, develop themselves, and the sector, how they can govern in a better manner. Like we have in Odisha, we have a lot of, we have a Department of Water Resources. Under him, it is various wings are there, like groundwater, we have minor irrigation wing, we have drainage wing, a lot of that we will also discuss. Planning and decision-making process. Then democratic elements in the process, including transparency, accountability, decisive participation of the people on the ground. That will very much essential. How Institute of Democracy deal with this sector, like parliament, bureaucracy, judiciary, media, civil society, academia. Everybody has a role actually. Academia must have role. This water sector, how they contribute, parliament, our legislative assembly, bureaucracy, judiciary, media, all have contributions for in the water governance. So we need integrated development and management, IWRM, so to say, basin, sub-basin approach, and water resources associations for management at local level. Here in Odisha, it is Pani Panchayat. We actually, in 1982 World Water Summit, there the water availability was discussed, and Government of India first time it conceived that water is depleting and it is very scarce condition will come. That's why they have started their first policy, National Water Policy, in 1987. Thereafter, the second National Water Policy came in 2002, and the third again revised in 2012, and the next one is under consideration for revision. Here, first priority is given to drinking water, emphasis on physical and financial sustainability. This is the current water policy, National Water Policy. Rationalization of water charges, well-targeted and transparent subsidy on water rates, and for the disadvantaged and poor section, encouragement of private sector participation. These are the National Water Policy. And as you know, the water is a state subject. That's why all the states government, they have to go for their own policy. that we will also discuss. Then after dealing with climate change, Government of Odisha, Government of India has created National Water Mission. The objective is conservation of water, minimizing wastage, ensuring its more equitable distribution both across and within the state through integrated water resource management. And it has certain 8 goals. It was there. And one of the major thrust area is increasing water use efficiency by 20% and focus on attention to overexploited areas and promotion of citizen and state action for water conservation, augmentation, and preservation. Then after they are also giving the broad idea to all people how water is precious for us, how economic value, everything that will be available in the website. That's why ITC is going on. Now, role of Government of India in water resource development management. Union Ministry general policy on water resource developed as a national resource, technical and financial assistance to the states for irrigation, flood control, safe, adequate drinking water to rural India, groundwater exploration, command area development, drainage, sea erosion problems, dam safety, etc. Union Ministry of Jal Shakti is looking after. Important role to play for resolution of interstate disputes. Actually, Government of India at national level, they look into the interstate water disputes. It has a role for regulation and development of interstate rivers, and other ministries are also involved in handling the water resources, urban development, Ministry of Power, Environment and Forest, Rural Development, Agriculture. Now, role of the states in water resource development management. Water being a state subject, the state government have primary responsibility for use of control of the resource. The administrative control and responsibility of development of water rest with the various state departments and corporations. Now, the water resource use management stands on 3 pillars. One is law, the other one is policies, and the next one is institutions. We have already discussed certain institutions, and law also. We are making pre-colonial laws, and laws were there, and we are also making certain laws as and when required. Also, we are changing the acts rules. We are amending. Then policies, we are taking policies for say policies are long-term basis. It may last for 10 to 15 years. After that, we also change our policy depending upon the requirement of the current situation. Okay. Then what are the constitutional provisions? Entry 17 list to state list of the 7th schedule. Water, that is to stay, water supplies, irrigation, canals, drainage and embankments, water storage, and water power subject to provisions of entry 56 of the list. So union list is one is the union list and one is state list. Water is a state subject. So we have to make our own laws. Only guidelines will be given by union. Regulation and development of interstate rivers and river valleys to extent to which such regulation and development under the control of the union is declared by parliament by law to expedite the public interest. Like our dispute tribunals, Mahanadi water dispute tribunals, Godavari, Kaveri, all those are there. The tribunals were made by parliament as per the entry 56 list of union list 7th schedule. Then schedule 7 say entry number 7, water, that to stay, water supplies, irrigation. It is already I have told you. Article 270 is disputes relating to water, adjudication of the disputes relating to water of the interstate rivers, river valleys. Parliament will make act, provide law, and they can exercise jurisdiction in the respect of the court or the tribunal. They will exercise their jurisdiction to resolve the dispute. Then there is the entry of 97 list. Then what is the fundamental right? Right to potable drinking water is interpreted by courts as a part of right to life and personal liberty granted under Article 21 of the Constitution. If we'll say right to what is never a fundamental right, it is not written in the Constitution of India, but right to life and personal liberty granted under Article 21 is the main article which the court have also almost all the countries they have said that right to potable drinking water is a fundamental right. And right to equality before the law and equal protection of the laws granted under Article 14 would require to non-discrimination and absence of arbitrariness in the matter of access to water. Suppose a government makes a reservoir or some facilities that cannot be discriminated in arbitrary. Everybody has the right, equality is there. Okay. Article 15(2) say prohibits the state discrimination on ground only religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them is subject to any disability, liability, restriction, or condition with regard to the use of wells, tanks, bathing gats. You cannot deny anybody, debar anybody from using which are created through state funds. And this is also same policy, directive principle of the state policy. Then fundamental, like we have fundamental right over water, we have fundamental duties. Article 51 says, imposes the duty on every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for all living creatures. So we have to protect the lakes and rivers. So far, water sector is concerned. Anybody who is polluting lakes, rivers, we have to protest it. We have to make complaint to government that so and so is polluting, but we are not doing that. And that is our fundamental duty. Then Article 243W, 12th schedule, it is telling that municipalities power to municipal water supply for domestic, industrial, and commercial purposes given to municipalities. And powers to panchayats are giving mine irrigation, water management, water site development, drinking water, roads, culverts, maintenance of community assets. It has been given to panchayats. Okay. Now coming to water quality management, we have acts like Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, Environmental Protection Act, we have authorities like Central Pollution Control Board, Central Groundwater Authority, Water Quality Assessment Authority. In the state, we have also State Pollution Control Board, and our groundwater directorate is there. Then water quality assessment by Pollution Control Board, and various the groundwater they have also water quality assessment wing. Surface water they have also. Then various water quality assessment authorities are under there in under Public Health Department. So main is Pollution Control Board is taking the protection of pollution and river pollution. The Union Ministry has the overall policy and planning role, technical support role, appraisal project proposals role, and role of monitoring important projects, national projects, major projects, and internationally funded projects. Then international cooperation. How efficiently we can manage improvement of water use efficiency? You know, the water use efficiency is as low as 35 to 40% in surface water. It is groundwater 60 to 70%. Scope of further improvement up in surface water up to 60% and groundwater up to 75%. It is the objective of Ministry of Water Resources. Now, due to various deficiency in the existing irrigation systems, we have very poor management. We can improve the deficiency, design deficiency. when you consider the design deficiency, like we are designing a canal. In the canal design, they take care of the seepage losses, but application losses they will not take care, and they will just design the command area taking into seepage losses, but not the application losses or water use efficiency. And definitely there will be always a loss because efficiency will not there and there will be shortage. Suppose they directly they allow water, we say duty, 1 cubic of water will supply command about say 1200 hectare of 1200 hectares. Then that is a duty. Now we take one instead of duty, we take water allowance. Water allowance just reverse. How much we allow for 1 hectare, creating 1 hectare of command? It is say 0.07 or 6 liter per second per hectare. 7 liter per second per hectare, that is water allowance. If we will create say 20 hectare, then the stream size should be 14 liter per second. The Q discharge like that. So while designing that, we have also small command areas less than say 10 hectare. We should supply how much? If it is 7 liter per second, 0.7 liter per second, 10 hectare, it is about 7 liter per second. If you will supply a stream of 0.7 liter per second, that will not irrigate more than 2 hectares because the application losses will be more what will be seeped into the below the root zone. So a lot of design deficiencies are there. Then poor maintenance for various reasons like financial.
Deepak Babu, take interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We are actually overshooting the time. We are already in more than 45 minutes into the talk.
Okay.
There are people
then
waiting to ask questions. Yes.
Okay. Just I am going through. Then we can go for the improvement like structured irrigation system, diagnostic analysis, physical subsystem, means physical subsystem or canal system, agricultural subsystem. We have to diagnose where is the problem, and socio-economic subsystem. Our people are there to cope up for a improvement or not. Then structured irrigation system with canal operation plan, and also canal automation. Then we have RAP, mascot. We have all in Odisha. We have tried the structured irrigation system. They failed, not in diagnostic analysis. They have not gone for system improvement and farmers turnover. We have in World Bank projects. We have just achieved something. Now they are going for canal lining system rehabilitation program at current phase. But how much with the objective to conserve water and make additional command area. But how much they have so far? They have already created many canal lining. How much they have saved the water? There is no calculation. There is no monitoring. And benchmarking underground pipeline irrigation system gravity flow, they are just started in one of the major projects. Then benchmarking of irrigation projects and efficiency studies. Benchmarking, we will compare in our nearby irrigation projects at what level we are performing, our performance at what level, and how can we improve upon. It is an achievable thing. Then water auditing, we don't audit water, we audit our finance things. But how much water we received, where we spent the water or consumed the water, nobody bothers. No measurement is there. We take water as a resource, but we don't treat it as a resource. If it is a resource, we must calculate it. We must measure it where we are spending, but it is not being done. Then mascot, what is mascot? They have never applied this one, a very good technique. Then benchmarking, they started in 2007, only one report, and nothing is done in Odisha. We have also in IWMI, there is a online benchmarking is there. You can compare with international projects, state projects. Okay. Then storage of water and water conservation, interlinking of rivers, check dams in stream storages. It is going on in Odisha. Rooftop rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge, inside reservoir recharge wells, income and recharge ponds. That is being taken up by IIWM in some commands 3 years back. But whatever recommendation is given by various research institutions, the Department of Water has never responded. So many programs and various schemes such as PM KSY, Mukhyamantri, and even the Tiyari Yojana, it is going on. But the evaluation part is not there. And for the intersectoral dispute, we must go for IWRM and we will go for a RBO, River Basin Organization. Each river basin should have an organization which includes all the stakeholders. But one RBO was created for Odisha Rusiculia system, and again they banned it, and they have created a pilot RBO for Baitani River. Baitani is having a lot of mining area and industrial area. That's why they created RBO in Baitani Basin, first RBO, but it never worked. RBO is a good organization or institutional arrangement for IWRM. Every stakeholder, including all the industry, environment, your agriculture, everybody will be there. The representation from the users, the representation from the people, your urban users, rural users, everybody should come and take part in the decision making. They are representative actually. And we have capacity building of water development and management, IT application, communication technology. I don't know, is a philosophy of coordinated management of areas, water, land, and others to maximize economic and social welfare in an equitable manner without compromising the sustainability of resources and vital ecosystem. We have a state scenario that I will say these are the state institutions. Now we have for management of rivers in Odisha, we have 11 river basins and we have river basin managers. Earlier they were chief engineers, now river basin managers. Chief engineer and basin managers are there in the 11 basins. Some big basins, they have 3 basin managers are there, Upper Mahanadi, Lower Mahanadi, East and South, something like that, East and West. Then these are the basin details. The basin studies have been done. These are the basin. Okay, we have agroclimatic zones. We have also state water policy. First water policy was state water policy was in 1994. The second one is 2007. Here we have given drinking water as first priority, ecology is the second priority, and third priority is irrigation, agriculture, and other related activities, hydropower, industries, including agro industries. And this is the water requirement for different uses. By 2051, we have surface water is 64 billion cubic meter and groundwater 20 billion cubic meter. Total, it will be 84 billion cubic meter. This is the sectoral use, various sectors, domestic agriculture, and we'll be discussing in detail in further tea talks. I invite participants for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Das. There have been a few questions that have come up in the chat box. I will go to that one by one.
Chat box, okay, where it is there?
I will read those out.
Okay.
There were a few by Devasmita Misra. Obviously, he is really interested in this subject, and but he has been. I see here there have been some answers by Sushant Jena and Aruna. So if Devasmita, if you want to supplement that, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll just what struck me as a surprise that groundwater overexpansion is
No, I think if Devasmita
concentrated in the northwest and southeast India. but the crops grown in those areas do not have that kind of consumptive demand. So what is the reason for this? No. Who told you? It is overall expectancy is very much there. They are irrigated area is very they have gone for 100% irrigation, northwest and southeast, and West Bengal, they are going for Chinese pumps. It is very efficient than our Indian pumps, and less efficient. Their energy consumption is too much also, and the overall expectation is there, very much there, because they go for 3 crops, sometimes 2 crops. We don't have 2 crops. Crop intensity is very the agricultural intensity is very high. I think that will suffice, Dr. Devasmita Misra. It will be interesting to know what are the elements of the Odisha groundwater proposed bill. I think it will be told by there are draft bill is available in the website probably. Susan, can you just add me? What about the?
Yes. Let me tell you the latest position. The latest position is the groundwater. There are 2 things when a bill comes to force. One is act, then is rule. Act has been finalized and published. For the rule we have framed, that the director has framed it. It has been discussed in several meetings with the stakeholder departments. Then it is now pending. It is lying with the law department. They are the person who will finally draft the rule, and that will be placed into cabinet. Then assembly. Then it will. I think it will be published next 2-3 months. It will be finally enforced in Odisha.
Chandra, can you give a very brief about what this law is about? Very briefly.
The law is first is all the groundwater structure has to be census. That means if you have a groundwater structure, either open well or bore well or tube well, you have to get it registered. All the groundwater structures existing in the state. Then there are some restrictions for the commercial. There is no tariff for agricultural use or drinking water use. Major things that I'm saying, I don't remember exactly. But this is, suppose right now our state do not have any critical area as per the resource assessment last year, 2022. So if there will be any critical blocks, critical stage, groundwater extraction stage is critical, then the government will be notify that area, so that in that area somebody is going for any groundwater structure, they have to get permission from the authority, state groundwater authority. So there are something, I mean, for commercial use, you need to get NOC from the state groundwater authority.
But that is being done by CGW right now, isn't
right,
it?
Till we enforce the groundwater bill in the state, CGW is doing now.
Okay.
Once it is notified, then CGW will not do. It will be all the application will come to state, and state will do that. Give NOC and permission and all that.
Okay.
It is lying with law department, and law department they will do it. They have done it. They will be sending it to cabinet.
It will go to the cabinet. Yes. Devasmita, if you have any additional, please go ahead. Otherwise,
no. Let's move forward.
Dr. P.K. Misra wanted to discuss something.
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening. Just I'll take 2-3 minutes because I am having some concern about the basis on which this or all water resources management is done. Suppose one part is all are rain-fed. In my opinion, we are making it irrigated after keeping in the dam and reservoirs. Then below the downstream we call it irrigated, and upstream is rain-fed. And the source is rainfall. So that is not given that much importance, how to harness the part which we are not able to utilize. Your first or second slide, if you see, it is around 4,000 billion cubic meter, our resources, rainfall resources. But utilizable is around 1,200 something.
Yes.
That means we should be much concerned about that 72%, because you cannot generate water. It will be never more than 4,000 billion cubic meter. But if you want to really, in the sense of generation, means the utilizable water you have to increase. Okay. So that is around 72%. If you take, we are not able to utilize about 72%, though it is coming 100% as rainfall. And due to climate change and all, there is not much change in the water resources, but there will be shift in the system, because the intensity will change, distribution will change, in flood and drought frequencies may change, but in the totality we may get that much of water. So to take care of this situation, these emerging situations of climate change, only thing, you should have the water in our command and the utilization aspect in our command. For that, what I am thinking, in the PMKSY, what they have done here, there are 4 components. One is AIBP, Har Khet Ko Pani, Per Drop More Crop, and integrated watershed management. But what I am thinking, I have already written to Niti Aayog also some time back, this watershed management, integrated watershed management, so that should get the first one. So unless we manage the rainwater well, there will be imbalances in the complete water resource system. So what we have to do? So now we are telling Har Khet Ko Pani in the concept of irrigation, because every plot should get water. But I want that concept Har Khet Ko Pani in the concept of watershed management. Suppose once water falls, let it, we are telling, no, we'll make the running water to walking water to stay. So let there be a really good watershed program, so that good quality of water will come to a reservoir siltation will be reduced, and we'll have a real finite resource, increased finite resource to utilize. But what happens now, government has almost stopped the watershed program. It is only like big program, your program of the World Bank and all. So some programs, but your formal watershed program, which was being done by Department of Land Resources in the country by the Planning Commission over years, that has been almost stopped. Okay, so it is a great concern, and unless in the water policy, the watershed management policy is not linked in a proper way, we will have a big problem in the future, because this should not be seen as political, that people are eating money. And also from scientific point of view, let us see that watershed management should be given the first one if you really want the health of water and the availability of water and utilizable water to make more. So that is just a concern, and I have made a paper on this and sent to Niti Aayog, but somehow their policy is different. But our approach, I am thinking we should not dissociate this full system: input as rainfall, then distribution. If you do a good watershed management work, that means Har Khet Ko Pani you should give in rain-fed areas as well as irrigated areas. You will have a good quality of water because siltation will be reduced. Your capacity will be maintained for a longer time, and you will be getting a better source, chance, time to utilize the water. So let us see the basic things first, than managing. And another important thing we may discuss sometime else, Sushant is also here, this R&D aspect. Why, though we are having very good R&D, mislinkage between the implementation and R&D. R&D, government and farmers. This is completely mismatched. We are having very good things, but government is not knowing that we have done this thing. And when government does not know or does not appreciate our work, it is not going to the farmer. So I am seeing in my village for last 50 years, no water management. But in the same place, we will find many things are available. Now, only thing, the canal has come. That's why you are getting more water, and now the drainage problem has started, which was not there previously. So if you solve the drainage problem, that itself will be water use efficiency automatically बढ़ जाता है, ये करते हैं. तो sometime at least at our level, we may not add value to the completely government system because we are not in the system, but some of you are in the system. So if we can think and give little from our fraternity, I think it will be a good thing for all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. I think Bijay Kumar Naik has a similar view. I'm very sorry, Mr. Naik, I'm not able to recognize you. Please go ahead.
Okay, then
Bijay, there was one question by Mr. Bijay Kumar Naik. And then another one is from by Prabhat Ranjan Khaka. We will take it last one. But if Mr. Naik is there, he can.
Should subject of water be shifted to concurrent list from the state list to control the interstate water dispute? Prabhat Ranjan Khaka. Should subject of water be shifted to the concurrent list from state list to control the interstate water dispute for proper management of water resources? I think the government of India has a proposal of making it a national resource. How far the states will support it, I don't know. But so far, interstate water dispute will be adjudicated by the tribunals. What is the wrong in it? Already, Kaveri tribunal has already awarded proper judgment, and thereafter Supreme Court. After that, Supreme Court is also there. So it can be adjudicated, there is no problem. Why should be it? Because of if there is one problem is there, interlinking of rivers. This the tribunal's decision is not supporting the ILR. One thing I came across in interlinking of rivers, and hence some problem is coming for this ILR. Otherwise, they have okayed for interlinking of rivers within the state. Within the state. But when there is interstate transfer, there is some problem, and inter-basin transfer also. The tribunals are created for particular river basin. Okay, for the interstate disputes. But when it is inter-basin, the ILR is facing problem. That is the main thing. Thank you. And already
yes, I think we will have to close at this point. Thank you very much, Dr. Deepak Kumar Das. And since you were interested in this, we had total 19 participants at the peak. Right now, there are 16. 3 of them have dropped out due to whatever reasons. So I think unless you have any other point or any last remarks, Dr. Das, we can close.
Thank you, everybody. It was a nice discussion and nice topic brainstorming session.
From my side, I have gone for macro level. If anything come across, we can discuss at micro level the actual water management problems. It is a broad discussion we have discussed somehow, but it has come across. We have come across the groundwater over exploitation and answer by Dr. Jena. It is very much actually useful for the people. If the students come up and the people who are there in the service, if they can come and take part, nobody can actually, they will enrich their knowledge on water sector, and they can compete with the counterpart in the water department, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
you.
It was a wonderful audience, and I hope to meet all of you again on 24th of June for the 5th key talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishwajit. Thank you. I take